Welcome to The Alignment Show, featuring conversations with folks who have taken steps to identify their highest values and align their lives around them. Time on this earth is not unlimited, and you may be seeking to make sure you spend your time on things that matter to you. These conversations will encourage you and support you in doing so. Now, let's meet this week's guest on The Alignment Show. And a good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to the Alignment Show this week. Now, we almost always start out the show with that good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. But today we actually have somebody to whom that matters. My guest today is someone that I have met online. We've never met in person, although I hope to do that one of these days. She is in South Africa, and so I believe it's afternoon where she is. We'll be bringing her on in just a second, but let me just tell you a little bit about how we met. And I struggle with pronouncing her name correctly. We laugh about that a little bit, but I think it's Sanet Van Breda, something. We'll get her to say it when she comes on here. But I met Sanet through a speakers group that I'm a member of. Now, the thing that impresses me so much about her is that, as I understand it, when she first came to the group, she was just barely aware that there was such a thing as a professional speaker. And in the couple of years that she's been involved, she has done some amazing things as far as speaking. Now, she has a background in this sort of thing. Sanet is the founder of Self-Love Ignites Me, a company that promotes self-love and mindfulness to help people realize that they are the most important person in their world. She lost a significant amount of weight, and I think it's over 100 pounds. We'll verify that when she gets on. She has incorporated all her learnings and experiences into creating the Monarch Butterfly Program. Of all the people that I know, I think that butterfly metaphor fits Sanet better than anybody I know. A certified mindfulness teacher, master NLP Life Coach, executive business coach. She's worked in a lot of industries. She's done a lot of things before coming to that speakers group. But I have just seen so much blossoming in the time that we have gotten to know each other. So let's bring on Sanet Van Breda. Did I get it close?
Hello, Dawn. It is beautiful. You pronounce my name beautiful. Sanet. I always say a sun and it, Sanet. And fun, it's like having fun in the sun. And Breda, Sanet
Breda.
van
Okay, that was, yeah, I put the emphasis on the wrong syllable. Okay.
How
So
are you, Dawn?
doing well, doing well. I really appreciate you coming on the program this week. Been looking
Oh,
forward to
wow.
this for a while here, and you've had me on your program, so I know you have a group of ladies, diamond beauties, who are working with you on life transformation. Uh,
Yes.
what we're all about here on the Alignment Show is people who have consciously brought their lives into alignment with their values. And all values means is that it's just what's important to you. I think you are pretty much an exemplar of that. Now, a lot of people have lost weight over the years, but then they just put it right back on again. You have actually made a change. Now, can you step us back? And it's not just about the weight. I mean, that's almost what would I say? Almost a side effect of the process that you go through in bringing your life into alignment. Is that an accurate statement?
I think so. I think you are totally correct. So if I can tell you, there's a one thing that I love to tell my Diamond Beauties. There's a Facebook group. We're almost 500 ladies, and any lady are welcome to join us. What I will tell the ladies in my Monarch Butterfly Program. The diet was very, very hard to do. The plan was very hard to do. But the thing is, you stay in the building. And if I can quickly tell your viewers about the building, because it makes it a little bit easy if you do cheat, or if there's a few weeks that a few days that you don't, or not on your plan. But if you are in your building and you get into and we call it a lift in South Africa, but in America, you call it the elevator. You get into the elevator, and on the second floor, your goal weight or any goal that you want is on the top floor, and then you press the top floor, and you get onto the second floor, and you just peep outside and you just check who is there. So that means when you miss one meal, when you miss one exercise, but you didn't get out of the elevator, you stayed on and you press the top floor to your penthouse. And then that if you missed a meal or something, but then sometimes you get to the seventh floor, Dawn, and it's a week that you are not on your plan, and just not to derail yourself and go back to the way you always did. Just remember, even if you get out of the seventh floor and knock on everybody's door to say hello, how are you have to get back into the elevator. And when you're back in the elevator, I can give you an example. I was on a miracle tour to America in January 2022. I was in New York, and for a few days, I could not be on my plan. I eat 5 times a day, and I could not even drink all my water. It was not, I could not do that. But as soon as I got to Dallas, Texas, where my sister lived, I was back on my plan. I got back into the building. I come back into the elevator, and I was on my way to the penthouse. So for me, I just make sure that I never get out of my building of the way that I am and the way that I feel. So if somebody can just remember to stay in their own building and keep on going up until you reach your goal, then that is such a good thing. So, my beautiful Dawn, I lost 165 pounds. If I can
Wow.
show you my picture,
Okay. Let me see.
is
Let me see if I can get you up there. Okay. Nope. I need to swap you here. Picture in picture. Oh, this is like running a starship here. I'm trying to get you big. Maybe pull that over there. There we
there
go.
you are.
Look at there. That is quite a difference. Now, over what period of time was that?
So that was more than 18 months, but I must say I was also very sick in quite a few period. I think I was on liquids for 16 weeks. So I had a lot of problems with my stomach, so they had to fix it, and then I had to stay on liquids for a few weeks. But then I received a new, I think you call it a valve, and the valve didn't open for new food, for food that what was not like purity. And I went on for a few weeks without struggling and just could not keep my food, and eventually went to the doctor, and I went for an emergency operation. And it was in total 16 weeks that I lost 36 kilograms, and I didn't translate that to pounds because I didn't know I'm going to mention that today. But it's about 36 is about 72 pounds that I have lost in that period because I could not keep my food in. But it also helped my sarcophagus to heal properly, and that also helped that I could work on my health after that. But the first thing I actually did, Don, it was on a beach the 6th of April 2019, just the other day, 4 months ago or 4 years ago, that I could not get to the cave where my grandson is, and the family was already exploring in the cave. It was about 3 kilometers from the car park to the cave, and I could not get there. I struggled. It was an overcast day. I struggled to get there. And at one point, I felt my heart is is going to stop. And I just looked over, and the ocean was rough. And I just said to God, please, I cannot do this. Because if I can just think that my grandson is going to say, Omi, he calls me Omi. It's granny, but in South Africa, we speak Afrikaans, and that's why he calls me Omi. And he will ask me, Omi, why are you not in the picture? And I will have to say to him, Omi could not be there because she's too fat. But that day, Dawn, that broke my heart. And I remember I could not go on my knees because my heart was so sore. Sorry. I remember that day. I just asked God, please help me. I cannot do this. I was as a child overweight. I have done so many diets. It's like a yo-yo, up and down. And I could not lose the weight. If he can help me. And don't I remember that day the sun came out and it hit my face and it hit my heart. And I know God that day have given me a second chance. So I got to the cave. I had pictures in the cave. And then my daughter said to me, Ma, remember it's 3 miles or 5 kilometers back to the car park. And I said, come, I am ready. But as soon as I got home, I asked myself, I went into the bathroom and I looked myself in the mirror and I said, Sanet, why do you want to lose the weight? And yes, it was easy, Don. I want to lose the weight for my grandson. And then I went a little bit closer and I asked again, Sanet, you want to lose the weight? Why? I want to run on this. I want to play.
And we're losing you just a little
And
bit,
I said,
Sanet.
yes, your grandson.
Yeah, I heard
Am
something
I
about
back?
a swing, I believe.
Yeah.
I
So
think you're
I
back. I
knew.
heard something about a swing.
Okay. Sorry for that, Dawn. It's just the internet. So I
Mhm.
asked myself, so Sanet, you want to lose the weight for your grandson and you want to go on a swing and run on the beach? Why? I asked my 3 whys. And then Dawn, it got to me. I looked myself in the eye and I said, I want to live. I don't want to die. And that day, Dawn, that was my pinnacle point of change because I started a relationship with myself. I brought self love in my life and I did it mindfully every day. I didn't even know I was using mindfulness until I met my mindfulness teacher. And then I found out, wow, all the things I'm doing is like I have done it. So, Dawn, that was how I started. But the building story, oh, thank you, Connie. Thank you so much for the heart and the congratulations. Thank you. It was not easy. It was one of the difficult things I have done in my life. And you know, Dawn, especially the 3 months, staying on your plan was not easy. So God gave me this song, Walking on Sunshine. He gave it to me as my forever song. I cannot tell you how many times did I had to go and stand in front of the mirror, play my song, and then I pray like this. I was praying and I said, God, please help me not to eat a chocolate. Or please help me to eat what I need to eat. Say, for instance, I need to eat a specific thing and I didn't feel like it. I actually went on my plan with this amazing song of mine, Walking on Sunshine. And it was a lot of talking, a lot of praying, just to keep on because I have done diets a lot of times. You start on a Monday, on a Wednesday, it's all gone and forgotten. And sometimes you do keep on for 2, 3, 4 weeks, sometimes a month. I know I have done way less 3 times, and I was very good. But as soon as you stop and you don't buy the food that was put out for you to eat, then you pick up weight. So I wanted something easier. I went to the dietitian, and if somebody asked me, Sanet, what is your plan? Can I have your plan? Then the first thing I will say, don't think about the plan. The first thing you need to do is to do more exercise, and not exercise in like gym exercise. If you love dancing like me, I dance 20, 30 times a day. If you can move more than you eat, then that's the first point. And whatever you eat now, eat a little bit less, just a little bit less. And just get over that 2 or 3 weeks into that. And then you start to look for somebody to help you. I will direct you to a dietitian. I will say, please do that, because a dietitian will work your plan for you, because there's not a lot of food variety I'm eating. She worked the plan for me. And then for me, my husband is doing the cooking. I am very blessed. So we had steam food the first few. We upgraded to air fryer. So air is much healthier. And yes, that's the first thing I also try to do is to make myself feel better every morning. I will always ask myself, Sanet, what value can you bring for yourself and for others? And then also I love your the alignment show. My values is very important to me. So if I can quickly tell you what my values is excellent. Is my first value.
Mm-hmm.
And then flow, because for me, staying in the now was very important. I could not always think about why I didn't get my diets or didn't work. So yesterday, it was a history for me, but it was telling me, Sanet, you cannot ever go back to the way that it was, because then it will just, the weight will just creep up again. And then tomorrow, I know what my end result was, because I have done the dreaming. I know I want to run with my Zander on the beach. I know I want to do the swinging. And Don, I did. I did with both grandsons in November 2022. I was holding on to that swing and I was swinging. I saw the sea on the one side. Oh, thank you. So well stated, Sanet, staying in the now. Thank you so much, Peg. And then I saw my two grandsons, the wind, everything I have imagined, because I knew what the end result was. But for me, I had to make sure I stay in the now. And that's why I brought flow into my goal, my values. Because flow means you know where you are exactly. You stop and you smell the roses. And Dawn, I chew my food 28 times. It took 3 months. It took 3 months to do this. And the thing is, your stomach doesn't have teeth, so your teeth has to do the chewing properly. So that's why in the now, the flow was for me important.
Indeed.
And then gratitude, if I can quickly call the others, other gratitude was one of them. And then passion, respect, and stewardship. That was my goals. So you are welcome to read Connie's message, Don.
Oh, sure. And I'll mention Connie, I know through another community. She understands this idea of mindfulness. She and I are in a meditation group together. So that's where she is saying, for those of you, especially who are listening via audio only, Connie commented, what a great exemplar of the power of intention and the value of the now. And she says to your grandson, to everybody around you. I mean, absolutely, I would agree with that, Connie. Great exemplar there. You know, Sanet, I'm not sure if you remember, one of my things is your 3 year old why. And the idea there is to dig down into what's the core reason. And it strikes me that you're an exemplar of that very thing, because you weren't just saying, "Oh, I want to lose weight, I want to look good in a bikini," whatever it might be. You had something meaningful to you. That grandson thing was a very powerful motivation.
No,
And was that what made the difference this time, or what? Because as you said, you've yo-yoed. You know, what really made the difference this time in being able to stay in the building? I mean, I love that metaphor of the elevator. You know, so was it just thinking of that in a different way? What made the difference?
so for me, Don, I have asked my why question 3 times. So the first one was for my grandson, and the second why was to play and run on the beach with him. But my third one, it actually shocked me to the core. I want to live. I don't want to die. Even if I think about it, my heart, I have goosies all over, and my heart goes because I want to live, to be able to be with my grandson, to be able to be with my loved ones. And now being in my purpose in inspiring other people, especially women around the world, I want to live. So yes, for me, last I was 3 months in New Zealand, and with the grandchildren, I had lots of ice cream, and I did pick up 2 kilograms. I think it's about 4 pounds, maybe 4.5 pounds. But I'm a month back in South Africa, and I have lost it.
Mm.
So it's not. I still make sure to eat a little bit, and could not be on my plan totally, but I was still drinking my water, still dancing, still playing. I went on the trampoline, Dawn.
Oh, wow.
I trampoline with the children. I went on so many playgrounds with the children. It was truly a blessing. It was so amazing.
It really sounds that way, and it strikes me that you are continually coming back to your three whys. I mean, that reminds you when you're sitting in front of that strawberry shortcake, maybe, that's right now. But on the other hand, if it's always in your mind, my grandson, I want to live, the three whys for you, that's what makes it possible for you to say, yeah, the strawberry shortcake looks good, but that's not going to feed my long term goal.
Yes.
And
Yes.
that's got to be an emotional thing, not just an intellectual commitment. Is that accurate?
It was. And I can just say it took me a little while in the beginning to to get my emotional state as well right. Because I know exactly what I wanted, and my why was so big that I would have done anything. I actually have done anything and everything to accomplish my goal. My biggest dream was to be with my grandson every day of his life, because I saw him in South Africa every day of his life. And due to security reasons, they went to New Zealand, and I have my BMI, my body mass index, was 54%, and you're only allowed to have 38% to get a um, work permit. And I worked so hard to get that, to lose the weight, to be able to go over. And I would have gone over the 12th of April 2020, but COVID happened just before I went over. I would have started to work the 1st of May, and it was 2 months in time for my birth, for my birth year, because I was first. I always joke I was first too fat for New Zealand, And now I'm too old for New Zealand, because in that 2 months, I would have been correct to start to work. I was 55. But as soon as you hit 55, you needed to have a permanent position already.
Hmm.
So I think also, Dawn, for me, I knew there was not time to play around. I think that it also made it much more clearer, my penthouse, and why in the beginning, I didn't go out of my elevator. I stayed in the elevator because my ticket was already bought the 12th of April 2020, and I had to lose the weight.
Hmm.
For being with my grandson, I had to lose the weight. Unfortunately, COVID happened. I could not go. And now I'm too old to go permanently. But God has a way to have another plan for me. I went to America for 6 months, spoke on stages, and told ladies, especially ladies, to start loving themselves, to bring mindfulness in their every day into their life. And yes, I saw them for 3 months in New Zealand. And I have an extra grandson, a miracle grandson that came in COVID time in April
Wow.
20. He came in COVID time, and I could spend time with him. So, yes, Don, you always don't know how God has planned everything. And you can imagine something beautiful, but then God's plan is 100 times or maybe 1,000 times bigger than what you have imagined.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Now, it may be that there's somebody listening either live, or most people see this through the replay. Could be a plan that's opening up for that person to get in touch with you. I want to show folks your website here. This is Sanet's website, Self Love for Me. And we had, let's see here. Let me find my little ticker here again. I think I've got it across the bottom there. Yes, selflovefromme.com. So I want
Yes.
to encourage people to go there and check that out. What else do you have going on, Sanet? You've got, I mean, you've talked about the Diamond Beauties. Is there any other way for folks to get in touch with you if they want to follow up? And remember, we do have folks who are only hearing this. For you who are only listening, remember that we will have the show notes available at confidencecultivators.com, and you can go get these links. Um, I do know one that I wanted to share. We've got a fancy little QR code because you've got a video out there. Let me find it here. There we are. You've made this video available on YouTube. And those of you who are on screen with us, you can use your phone to scan that QR code. It'll take you right to it. Those of you who
Um,
are listening through audio, again, remember at confidencecultivators.com, we will put the YouTube link in the show notes. But tell us just a little bit about that video, Sanet. What will people get when they watch that?
so, my beautiful Dawn, I decided to do this video to tell everyone that watch that they are enough, that they are beautiful. I love to tell people they are beautiful, because people don't see their beauty. But if I tell you you are beautiful, even for men, then I will think, when I look into the mirror. But Sanet said today, I'm beautiful. Maybe I am beautiful. So I have done this video to tell the ladies and gentlemen that you are enough. You were born for a reason. You were born perfect. When stuff happened to you through your family and through teachers and through children, and you get your default point. My default point was, I'm not good enough. I want to say, mindfully, take that default point of yours, turn it around, because you are amazing. You are beautiful. You are loved, and you are enough. And that's spelled able. So I did this video, and my husband said to me, Sanet, nobody's going to listen to this snot pot video. I was very upset. Why not? He said it's too. He called it hairy fairy. So in December 2 years ago, I said to him, Petrus, my husband's name is Petrus, please go and check that snotpot video of yours. It's the most viewed. So in December last year, I told him again, because we have a yearly meeting, what we're going to do this year. Because he is an archer, he's the archery president of South Africa. So there's a lot of functions that he wants me to attend. So we make sure to look at our calendar. And then last year, I said to him, Petrus, go and check my snotpot video. There's a lot of ladies, gentlemen as well, but almost 1,000 hits that people have viewed it. But he said, Sanet, I will not call that a video of you snotpot anymore. So yes, it's just to realize that we are all here for a reason. We are all have our own wisdom and our own gifts to give. We don't, if we stay authentic who we are, we don't need to comparison with others, because there is somebody that just your light. That's someone. And why not shine your light? Because you are here for it. And I love to bed with my hat on. I love to ask myself, Sunday, did you leave your sparkle in somebody's heart and memory today? And then I will go ethic with my head, or I will do an ethic. And that dawn makes me so overflowing with gratitude to be able to do what I have done. If I didn't go through what I've gone through, I would not be able to tell my story, or to inspire other ladies to look at self-love and mindfulness.
That is
So yes, I love the ethic.
wonderful, wonderful. Well, we are just a little bit over time, Sanet, so we're going to wrap it up today. Don't go away. We'll visit right after we finish our broadcast here. But I want to thank you for being here with us this week. You are making an impact on the world, and that whole sparkle thing, absolutely, you leave sparkles wherever you go. So thank you for being here with us today. Folks, remember that you can connect with Sanet at her website, especially for those of you who might just be listening. It is selfloveforme.com. The 4 part is just the number 4, SELFLOVE, the number 4, me.com. So reach out to Sanet. She would like to hear from you. Next week, we have coming up another guest who is making an impact on the world in a deep and different way. Her name, oh, I'm drawing a blank on her name here. Val Burgess. Had a senior moment there for just a second. Val has done all kinds of interviews with especially World War II veterans, former prisoners of war, people who have gone through just amazing, life-challenging situations. And it's part of her mission to keep those memories alive for those people, of course, but also because the rest of us have a lot to learn from them. And so we will look forward to that next week here on The Alignment Show. In any case, thank you for being here with us, whether live or watching through replay. Remember to live your values and value your life. And we will look forward to seeing you next week here on The Alignment Show. That's it for this week's episode of The Alignment Show. What has it inspired you to do in your own life? Whatever it is, take action now and take the first step. It will help you to talk with a friend about what you're thinking. Share confidencecultivators.com to spread the goodness. and remember to live your values and value your life. We will see you next week on The Alignment Show.